Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Rick Ritter, here kicking it with head football coach Isaac Collins, and we got a great show lined up for you today as we'll get into some first half highlights from Saturday's game against Ithaca, and we'll also bring on our two guest coaches today later on the show and talk to them. Coach Collins, how you doing today?
Outstanding.
Good to have you on here. We appreciate you coming on as always.
Appreciate you having me.
You know, it was a tough loss on Saturday. A physical Ithaca team came down from New York and handed us a 31-7 loss. You know, talk about what you told myself and the other guys in the locker room after the game.
Well, I think the big thing was getting everyone to kind of understand about the process. We were playing a playoff caliber team. We knew that we couldn't make mistakes. We knew we had to get off to a fast start. So it was really just kind of painting a picture of all the things that we didn't do so that we're on the same page on what we need to improve so that when we get an opportunity 2 weeks from now to line up again, we're ready to go and we're clicking on all cylinders.
I believe we're going to get into some first half highlights here, see if we can get them up and rolling. It was really another great atmosphere out there Saturday as we had some great student support from the Widener student support out there in the stands, and really some kids out there painting their faces. And it was nice to see some fans coming out, Coach, and really supporting us as far as the tailgating and the student body being in the stands.
Well, I got to tell you, the Lions Den, the group of students that are putting on just all this pride and cheering and trying to get the student body involved is really kind of helping us in our home game.
Now, the defensive game plan was to come out and dominate in the pit, which we were pretty successful at doing. As you see some big plays here from the defensive line, Shane Zumsky, Greg Walsh, and Chad Gravernese really using their size and speed as an advantage to make some key stops early on in the game, Coach.
Well, we wanted to get some pressure on them. We wanted to shut down the run game, and it definitely felt, especially in that first quarter, we were able to get those things done.
And a couple big plays early, but the story early was how our defense came out flying around. Minus one big play in the first half, Coach, which really set up that Ithaca touchdown. Their offense couldn't move the ball down the field. Talk about what the defensive game plan was coming into Ithaca and how well you guys played early on.
Well, defensively, we knew that they had two really good running backs. They did running back by committee, and we wanted to shut down the run. We wanted to make them one-dimensional and force them to throw the football. That was the game plan going into it. And once they dropped back, we wanted to get some pressure on the quarterback.
Now, despite the 31-7 loss, defensively we held Ithaca to just 74 yards rushing and 3 third-down conversions all day. But, Coach, can you talk about and touch on what we need to do to get better and play the type of football that we show we can play, but doing it at a consistent level for 60 minutes?
I think it starts with our red zone defense. They were down in the red zone 5 times, and they came away with points. We got to really kind of work on making sure that when teams get there that we eliminate the touchdowns and try to hold them to field goal should they get down there. The next piece of it is that I think from a defensive standpoint, we weren't plugged in on some key plays that they were able to get. They were just small mistakes that guys made. It was just a little bit of a break in concentration. And I think we got to increase the detail in which we do things in practice. Will certainly help us improve for the coming weeks.
Now, there's no doubt when our defense is in the zone, Coach, they're hard to move the ball on. Talk about from a week-to-week basis how much they're getting better.
Oh, there's definitely, when you compare, us from this past Saturday to week run against Alfred, it's night and day. I mean, these guys are playing with a lot of confidence. Guys are starting to understand the concepts. They're starting to understand the new schemes. We, add a couple blitzes each week. The guys are not missing a beat with the new stuff that we're putting in. So certainly it's exciting to watch them embrace it, and they're really excited when they come in on Mondays to see what we're putting in for the game plan.
As an offense, we really beat ourselves Saturday, with the penalties and not executing our plays as they came out and gave us exactly what we prepared for as far as coverages and fronts, but we just didn't execute. And, we need to execute our run game better, and that's on all cylinders, from the offensive line to the receivers blocking on the perimeter. But as soon as we do that, it's going to help open up the pass game and help us move the ball on teams on the ground and through the air, which we are capable of doing both and being a double threat. But we just have to continue to get better and focus on executing as we head into the bye week.
Well, there's no doubt that offensively, I don't have any concerns. I know with the guys that we have at the skill positions, we're a little young up front, we're young at quarterback, but I think as they get more experience under their belt, what the fans are going to see is they're going to see that offensively we're able to pick it up.
As you see here, as these highlights are coming to an end. Now we got two guest coaches on the show today, two of my favorite guys on the staff. I like both of them. We got Coach Schoenlieber, who's one of our assistant defensive line coaches, along with one of my coaches, assistant wide receivers coach, Coach Ron Jenkins. Coaches, we appreciate you guys joining us today and taking the time to come on the show and help us out.
Absolutely.
Coach Schoenlieber, let's start with you. You come to Widener from Michigan, coaching high school football out there. Mm-hmm. How's it been coming to Widener with the transition and adjusting to the new things that are taking place here?
The first thing I thought of was the weather. It's a little warmer down here. But other than that, I think attention to detail. Being at the college level, there's a lot more attention to detail. Anything from administrative work down to the nitty-gritties on technique. And it's not only putting a lot more time on that, but it's making me a lot better coach. And I'm really enjoying that aspect of it.
Now, Coach Jenkins, this is your first year of coaching college football. Talk about some of the things that you've learned from the coaches and the players here on the team.
Well, I have to give it to Coach Miller, actually, who's the wide receiver coach. He's actually taking me under his wing, teaching me the ropes around college football. My knowledge of football was under a high school level. So, it's kind of the transition from high school to college. It was a little difficult, but I'm actually picking it up, and I'm learning new things every day.
Now, both of you guys have been coaching our JV team, who has a 7-game schedule. Talk about how that's been going and about the relationships with the players that you guys have been making and help the young guys get some experience and get out there on Sundays and get in those games.
One of the things is it's been really exciting and encouraging to see a lot of the young guys how they're coming along. Coach scheduled some really tough teams for us, which is excellent because the best way to get better is to play good teams. And so in that, every week we've seen a lot of improvement from the guys out there, and that's been real exciting and encouraging. Just see their enthusiasm out there, and looking forward to the next couple of years to come as they are playing on that varsity squad.
Coach Jenkins, how's it been adjusting to coaching on the JV level and getting an opportunity to call some plays out there and do some things with the offense?
It's been fun with me, actually. It's been real fun. Like you said, I like going out there with these young guys, because they're giving their all. They're giving their all out there. They're going out there having fun, and at the same time, they're picking up some of the techniques which are going to help them to build on the varsity team. So each week, these guys are coming out fighting hard. I know the score man, I've shown it all the time, but these guys are giving their all. And
now, I haven't been here at Widener a few months now. Talk about some of your favorite things here about coaching on this football team.
Some of my favorite things, just the camaraderie in the office. Just late nights when we're working there, just having a good time with the coaches in the office down there. That's probably the best part. Second best part is just spending time with the athletes on the field and off the field. Unlike high school, the guys come in and we get to spend a lot more time with them, going over their academics, help them out in other areas other than just high school, a couple hours after school lets out. So that's really been great.
Coach Jenkins, how about you?
For me, it's been fun. I've had a 7-year hiatus away from football, as being a part of a team. So for the last 7 years, I've been a fan of football, but not being able to be a part of the team. So it's kind of been fun for me. I enjoy being around the game. So this allows me actually to enjoy myself. This is my comfort zone. So it's pretty fun for me.
Now, guys, what are some of your expectations that you're hoping to get out of coaching this year with your first year at Widener?
Well, my idea was to come in here and learn a lot my first year. I knew I wasn't going to grasp everything right away. It would take some time, but it's coming along. It's coming along. That's what my expectations were, to learn a lot this first year.
Yeah, I got to reiterate that really. Just to take it all in as much as I can. There is a lot to learn. I'm definitely making some mistakes, but as we go on and on each day, the thing I can tell myself is I'm getting better each day. And I'm getting to that ultimate goal of making that next step. And Coach Collins has been great at helping us along with that and understanding that and throwing us in the fire when needed. And sometimes we're nervous when we get there, but you come out of it thinking, God, I'm real glad I was in that. So.
And I know as players, we really appreciate you guys helping out. I know we got some great relationships going on with you guys, and we appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show today.
Absolutely.
And we hope to see you guys back in the future.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And now, Coach Collins, we just ended non-conference play on Saturday at 1-2, not the way that we expected to end things. As we head into this bye this week, you obviously want the guys to rest up. You want to keep the legs fresh and try and take some time off before you get into that conference play, because this is the last time that we're going to have a chance to do that. But at the same time, you want to stay mentally focused and you want to be getting your reps and you want to be getting better each day. Discuss how we're going to go into that and how we're going to take care of those things while still getting rest, of course.
Well, I think we started off with just taking Sunday off, and I think with having Sunday off gave our guys an opportunity to get their legs back. Our practice schedule this week is going to be, going Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then we're going to give Saturday off. I think the biggest thing we got to get accomplished right off the bat is we got to be able to create competition in practice. I think we've been through preseason camp, 3 non-league games. This is a week for us to kind of get a little bit of that edge back that we had in preseason camp. So while we're going to be smart with what we're doing, we're going to try to get some ones versus ones going. We're going to try to get some competitions within positions. As you saw the other day, we did some one-on-ones to get the DBs and receivers competing against each other, both in a pass drill and in a blocking drill. So ultimately, what you're trying to get accomplished in the bye week is really just trying to get better and fine-tune the things that you're doing, so that when you go down that long stretch of the season, everybody's prepared and ready to go.
You know, as the season progresses, you're really seeing guys take more time to get into the film room and watch film and study coverages and study fronts like that. Talk about how this is a great week for us to take advantage of that and get in there and watch some film and really get to know Fairleigh Dickinson, who will be our next opponent come 2 weeks.
Well, I think what ends up happening for a lot of guys is that we're not preparing for an opponent per se because we got a bye week. We're 2 weeks away. So guys can really kind of get back and focus on them. You know, they can get in and watch film on themselves in one-on-ones, in practice, and we can still peek a little bit at, you know, what FDU's doing. But ultimately, this week is really about us. It's about us improving. It's about us making corrections. It's about us being able to play with confidence, which at times on Saturday we didn't show.
But we hope to definitely show that 2 weeks from now against FDU at homecoming. There's no doubt that we will. We appreciate you taking the time, as always, to join us today, Coach. 2 weeks from now will be the Pride's homecoming against Fairleigh Dickinson University down at Quick Stadium. Their students already now selling T-shirts and really getting rowdy and getting riled up for that game, as it's going to be a real big homecoming game. That's October 2nd, 1 o'clock against Fairleigh Dickinson University, so get ready now. Coaches, once again, we appreciate all of you taking the time today. With Coach Collins, Coach Schoenlieber, and Coach Jenkins, I'm your host, Rick Ritter, and we'll see you next week on Kicking It with Coach. Thanks, guys.